Test, test, test. Whoa. Test, 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 test. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yeah, I like the song. I like the lyrics. I want to write this stuff down. One sec, y'all. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. All right. Oops. Okay. Let's turn the music down so you can hear me. Okay. Hey, everybody. Oops. All right. I got my hair cut. And actually cut it. And, I wanted to share something about. I think most of you know this, and I've probably spoken on the stream about it before, but, every now and then people will sort of wonder what's up with me and Anne. Like, we dated back in the sort of mid 2000s. 2005, I guess, 6, 5 through 8, I think we dated, and then we had an amicable mutual breakup, and then she took some space. We took space from each other and would only talk about HoopPath stuff because she, at that time, was big. Like, she sort of come back into the HoopPath, but at that time, she was like my partner in it. I mean, it was my show, but, and I'm not talking about the stream, I'm talking about the greater HoopPath. And then we became, friends, or we became friends in a new way, which was really the old way. Like, I think this is what I've explained before, and for this metaphor, I'm going to use the idea that you have a soul, okay? So, and I don't know how I feel about that sometimes. I go back and forth on it. But let's say you have a soul, and that soul can fall in love, and can be in love. Like, your deepest essence can be in love. And sometimes when like the soul, one of my favorite ideas from Elias Hicks is that the soul is invisible to us. And so we have to we get in touch with it by seeing its effects and seeing, what our initial feelings and then what our lasting feelings are. And so let's say that the soul recognizes in another individual a soul that it can learn from, it can grow with, it can be its best version, its physical version, by interacting with that other soul. In our culture, and probably most cultures, if you're straight and a male and a female with these two souls that want to be together meet each other, they're going to try modalities that they know already first. And so I had had female best friends, but when Anna and I got together, this there was this soulful impulse and to be with her. And I think that it was those same two souls, the same souls that brought us together, were the same ones that broke us up. And I think what happened, like my creative interpretation of it, is like our souls, said, no, no, you guys are meant to be together, but not together, you know? And so when we broke up and went through our necessary detoxes, the friendship that developed was less hindered because of there weren't the needs of being boyfriend and girlfriend there, and it grew. And Anne is the first non-family member I've ever had that I feel unconditional love for. Like there's really not anything, like she could kick me out of this house and I would be upset, but I would still love her. I would still care about her and want her to do well. And so, one, last 2 years ago, when COVID hit, Anne wanted to stay at my house, and we were going to pot up basically, and then she wound up staying, and she was the best roommate I had ever had, and now she owns the house that we live in, and she's even more the best roommate I've ever had. And so it's like, through breakups, there's loss in things, but there's loss of one modality potentially. And I don't think, I'm not saying that this happens with every ex you ever have, hardly at all, but it happened with me and Ann. So, sometimes I think like if you're a mother and a daughter, or a father and a son, or mother and son, whatever the combination is, there may be like a modality that you're still in. Like with my mom, it was that, she wouldn't let me grow up. Like she would, if she heard the weather report, I'd be, in my upper 30s, early 40s, and she would be telling me to grab a coat. And that was the modality she was kind of stuck in, due a little bit to her mental illness. But, you know, allowing these modalities to break away. And it's kind of the same thing in art. I'm rambling all over the place, but whatever. Sometimes like it's true, you're an artistic, creative person, but all the modalities you've tried haven't been a fit. And so you lose confidence in your artisan nature. Right. And so like what happened with me in hooping was like, I would, early on, my parents thought that I was artistic, and so they funneled me like good parents into like I had private art lessons. We weren't rich at all, so it was a major sacrifice. I had art lessons in therapy, so that's what they paid for. And anyway, that it wasn't until I got to hooping that I found a modality, and hoop teaching specifically. It wasn't until I got to hoop teaching that like I found a modality that all of my other sort of hard to explain talents could come through and channel. And so after, like I remember, and I think Jackie's heard this story, but I remember being on a plane and being drowsy and out of it and flying home to North Carolina. I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was a flight home because I was so tired. And I remember thinking like, your whole life you had wanted to be a professional artist, your whole life. And then as I'm, groggy and on the plane and probably leaning against the window, I thought to myself like, wait a minute, I am a professional artist. Like this is art. Like by my own definition, by most people's definition, this is art, and I'm selling it, and that therefore I am a professional artist. And that really, it might seem like weird and egotistical even, but it was just a sort of self-recognition that I had gotten there. that I had made it to a goal of like the 9-year-old version of me, and going back to the soul and it being invisible. Like one of the ways you can sort of, tap into this soul idea or this essence idea is by looking at consistencies over time with your own story, and by doing that, I realized that my soul, if I have one, had wanted me to express myself in art, and had, when there's lots of, there's upsides and downsides to being a professional, like when you take your art. But the one thing that is true that I don't hear mentioned enough is that if you go 100%, like you're putting food on the table based on your art, it's a deeper dive than doing it every other weekend. I mean, and people talk about how it ruins it. I don't think it ruins it at all. I just took it a little bit more seriously. This is a hobby project for me. When I was teaching on the road, it was a full-time job. I mean, I thought of my practice as owing it to people and things like that. Okay, I just realized I don't want to talk so much. I mean, a lot of times the reason I bring up the modality stuff is that, like on the road, I used to hear people, kind of, they weren't intentionally disparaging themselves, but they were saying things like, yeah, I never found it. And a lot of times in the hoop, that was the first time they ever felt this artistic thing. But maybe it's not even hooping, like maybe it's, maybe like a lot of times hoop leads to staff or some other flow art or whatever. And you just, I think it's always better to think of the modalities that you're in as being more limited than you are. That they are sometimes are the limiting factor, more than just like a lack of talent or a lack of gift or something. Okay, let's sway up. So for suggestions, I got gooey and balance. And if anybody else had one, can you retype it? I think that was all of them. Uh, this is supposed to be a sunrise. It kind of looks more like a sunset, but oh, thanks, Casey. I used to joke with my non-hoop friends that I said hoopers are like dancers with ADD. And I didn't mean that exactly. I meant that more for me. But if you know someone with an attention deficit disorder or something akin to that, sometimes you'll notice that they have a self-soothing technique of like pulling their hair or twisting their hair, or rubbing the same part of their jeans so much that it wears. And it was explained to me in college that it's a self-soothing behavior, and that having something physical and tactile, like my I guess counselor at that time thought that I should carry around with me a rock with one sharp edge on it. And so the hoop is kind of the rock for me. It allows me to dance, but it also, because it requires me keeping it up, it pulls me deeper into it. It helps me exercise my focus. Audible breath in. Okay. All right, it's a gooey imbalance. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump in here to our first song. Okay. I know everyone that's commenting in the class today knows how to smear, but if there's anybody watching that doesn't know it or just hasn't connected to it or whatever, the thing that really helped me understand the smear, and the reason we're talking about the smear is that it leads to gooiness, but what helped me understand the smear was to think about its name and the verb, to smear. And so one of the things that helped lock it in for me was I imagined that the point of contact was painted with wet red paint, right? And that when I was doing a smear, that even though my hands are going up and down and all this sort of stuff, the actual smear is creating almost a perfect belt around me. It's like, it looks no different than like a belt that I would put on. And so what gooiness is about is basically just using that smear point, using that point of contact on the core to smear whatever it is you want to smear around your body. I think sometimes instead of thinking about what you're doing with your hoop, it's cool just to think about, okay, well, which body part hasn't the hoop touched yet? And then going out there and exploring that. thing that throughout my whole life that I have always believed, and then in the hoop path I really believed it, is in trying to take any sort of reins off of your creative and artistic impulses. And one of the ways you can take a rein off, unfortunately, it's true though, is to just think about like, fuck everybody else. You know, like, I don't care what other people think. I don't care if this looks crazy, but this is where, you know, I'm passionate about this. I'm feeling this. And you can really help your hoop practice maintain its variety and its creativity by just allowing yourself to, you know, just completely, and it took me years to do this, but just to, and I wouldn't say I'm completely detached from what people think of my hooping, but it's pretty close. Because it's like those people that I'm worried about impressing, they're not living my life. You know, and by having a hoop practice, my life is better than without it, right? And so they don't know anything about a hoop practice. And so, like, why am I, and they're not even known to me. You know, that's the thing about, you know, sometimes we're like, oh, I'm sure that looks weird, but we don't know who it looks weird to. We're just saying that to ourselves. Essentially what I'm getting at is that sometimes approval becomes a hindrance to the creative process. So right now I'm really digging open hand like smears. So, you know, I would say, like, there's no rules in hooping. I'm open to putting a grip on it, but right now, you know, like, there's very little grip. It's just these 2 fingers. And I'm not suggesting you do that, but the reason I point those things out to you guys sometimes is that I want you to recognize what a doorway into a deeper level of hooping looks like. It's your inclination. It's whatever technique you are listening to you, and by doing that, you know, and that's really beautiful. But oh yeah, well, we'll do a water break, man. Just that one song, and my whole chest feels opened up. Got a D and N. Okay. All right. We've actually played this playlist before. Sorry, y'all. I'm recycling the playlist. All right. Let's do some more GUI stuff. And I thought we'd talk a little bit about GUI folds. You know, again, like, this is today's hoop practice for me, so, you know, you don't have to stick with me through everything. Maybe you don't want to go on the path that I'm going, but I'll just make suggestions to you. I've always wanted this class really to be an excuse to hoop more than anything. But this is a fold. So this would be like a non-GUI, just a regular clean fold. This would be a GUI fold, where the point of contact And what I like about GUI folding is bringing my awareness to this smear point, the point of contact. I mean, technically there's 2 points of contact in my hand, or 3, but bringing my awareness to that, and that point has this like grounding feeling. I don't know if you can feel what I'm talking about, but it sort of, you feel like the hoop by being, you know, on the core, pivoting from a point on the core that the movement feels more grounded, feels stronger. Alright, I'm going to turn the music up for my headphone wearers. We don't need to do a whole exercise on it. You don't have to do it. But if you haven't, done these sort of gooey hand walks, they're not hard to do, but they're teachable, or they're teaching. Okay, that's not a very gooey song. Okay. Okay, this is a Post Malone song. Hopefully it won't get us kicked off. If we do get kicked off, we'll come right back. But I don't think we'll get kicked off.
Said she tired, little money, need a big boy. Pull up 20-inch blades like I'm Lil Troy. Now it's everybody.
I love that song. Gooey doesn't have to be slow. It can, this track is sort of medium paced, but it doesn't have to be slow. But if I wanted to start to introduce some core gooiness, right, which is kind of hard to do, you start off on the neck, and you can create kind of a slow rotation. Then you just grab the hoop and then put it into a smear. So you don't even have to be able to neck hoop to do this. You just put the hoop, turn, then grab it and smear it. And everyone watching on the stream already knows how to do that. Yeah, I'm sure. Everybody that's watching and commenting probably knows how to do it, but if you're a beginner, that's how you sort of, that move becomes your first bridge to incorporating gooey and core hooping. So you go from a stall, which is turning with the hoop, to grabbing the hoop. And so what we're going to work on this exercise, if you want to join me, is going from these slow core movements.
Now it's everybody flocking near the decoy. Shorty mixing up the vodka with the liquor. G-Wagon, 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 G-Wagon. All the housewives pulling up. I got a lot of toys. 720S bumping Fallout Boy. You was talking shit in the beginning. Back when I was feeling unforgiving. I know I pissed you off to see me winning. See the igloo in my mouth and I be grinning. 100 bands in my pocket, it's on me. 100 deep when I roll like the army. Get more bottles, these bottles are lonely. It's a moment when I show up, God, I'm saying wow. 100 bands in my pocket, it's on me. Yeah, your grandma will probably know me. Get more bottles, these bottles are lonely. It's a moment when I show up, God, I'm saying wow. Everywhere
And
I
all you
go,
have to do to
catch me
keep
on the
it
block
gooey
like I'm
is just to have a smear point.
750 Lambo in the Utah snow. Trunk in the front like a Dumbo, yeah. Cut the roof off like a nip tuck. Pull up to the house with some big butts. Turn the kitchen counter to a strip club. Me and Drake came for the. When I got guap, all of y'all disappear. Before I dropped Sony, none of y'all really care. Now they always say congratulations to the kid. And this is not a 40, but I'm pouring out this shit. Used to have a lot, but I got more now. Made another hit, cause I got bored now. Always going for it, never pump fourth down. Last
Ooh, I like that.
Hail Mary, Prescott,
Just go all the way down and escalator
100
it.
bands in my pocket, it's on me. 100 deep when I roll like the army. Get more bottles, these bottles are lonely. It's a moment when I show up, God, I'm saying wow. 100 bands in my pocket, it's on me. Yeah, your grandma will probably know me. Get more bottles, these bottles are lonely. It's a moment when I show up, God, I'm saying wow.
Whoa. All right, water break. All right. All right, let's talk balance. Okay, wait a second. All right, let's see. Okay, this will work. The best piece of advice I can give anyone that isn't where they want to be with their balance, or at least wants to learn balancing, is to use your eyes to lock on to any portion of the hoop you want. I usually look at the furthest point away from me, and you lock into that with your eyes, and that will help your hand do its thing. And in order to make the hoop look still, your hand is doing lots of like micro movements, right? And it's strenuous on the hand to do this, which is a good thing. It's like putting weight on the bar before you lift it. But a lot of times the balance will expire just because your arm gets tired. And it can get tired and then come back and be untired pretty fast. Nice. And like what happened just now with me is kind of what will happen with your balance. There'll be good days and bad days. And then there'll be days like I just had just now where I was like, oh, okay, there it is. Like I got it. It's kind of one of the like really mysterious but kind of beautiful things about balance is that some days you have it and some days not so much. Like it's never, once you get to a certain level, you don't go back so far that it's like starting over, but definitely when I was balancing every day, my balance was, good, really good. But just from sessions, just within a single session, you can try it, not get it, and then all of a sudden it locks in and you're like, okay, there's the feeling. Now I know where to go. When I, started hooping, I wanted to do everything with my left and my right, and so balance was no exception to that. And learning to balance on my non-dominant hand, I think has really benefited me in my life away from the hoop. Like I think, I don't want to misappropriate any concepts or whatever, but maybe it's neuroplasticity, I don't know, but by making my non-dominant side do something, on the same level of articulation as my dominant side, has made me feel like I'm occupying both sides of my body. Once you develop any, nice Carl. But once you develop any kind of articulation with your non-dominant hand, then you can switch off your hands while balancing, and that'll keep your arms fresher, and then that can lead to just understanding like hand walking. So my right's getting tired. I'm gonna push my left there. So if you want to try a hand walk, you roll the hoop back into this what we'll call the catching hand, and then that hand moves under 6 o'clock if you're in single point balance. So it's a short distance. It just goes right to 6 o'clock and then holds it there. And so if I want to walk it to the next hand, the hand holding it, the throwing hand, tilts up. That means the hoop rolls back into the catching hand, and then the catching hand, I like to, catch it early and then roll up under it. While we're talking about it and going back to modalities, we were talking about artistic modalities, but there's also athletic modalities, right? And it's the same thing. Like, you have a child that you can just tell they're physically talented, they're blessed with athletic ability, and so you would put them into all these different sports to see which one hit. And it's the same, true. And like, so what I was getting at before that I didn't mention was that sometimes you create the modality. Like hoop teaching, the way I was doing it didn't exist. I didn't create it so that my artistic endeavors would flourish in it. But hooping also was that sort of athletic modality that I found where it was like, it was broad enough, but not too broad, but broad enough that like my natural athlete could enjoy it. So maybe hooping is that thing for you. It's the one physical thing that you've stuck with, and fast hand walking is probably easier, I think, because you put some extra momentum on it by doing it quickly. I'm pushing my hands out in this hand walk, and it's because I'm doing that, it's rolling the hoop back towards me. You can hand walk with the hoop rolling forward, but it's a little bit tougher because you got to get the front hand out in front of a rolling hoop. Wow, I'm struggling. There we go. We talked a few times. I've talked about the term tipping, and that's just to bring this all together back around, like if you tip the hoop into touch or samurai or whatever, then you can get back into smears. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So a tip is when I intentionally move the hoop. I try to fall the hoop to some point. So this is me tipping it to my left. And this would be me tipping it towards my right. And so one way you can, build a nice bridge that gets you to two places you want to go and back and forth is to have a balance and then tip it into, that wasn't that good, to have a balance. Whoa. And then tip it. Oh, man. Shit, I was just doing it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, no, I love outside balance. Totally agree with you. Some of my most amazing balance sessions ever were at Burning Man, where it can get really windy. And it can get so windy, but consistently windy that, and Shelly probably, everybody who's balanced outside probably knows what I'm talking about, but the wind, like if I was head on into the wind, I could angle my hoop almost like that and still balance it. It's awesome. Okay, let's see. Okay. I wanted to show you guys, just so you don't think that I'm full of it, that this is the toy that I got. And this baby's gonna handle our sound issues from now on. And I put the word, I mentioned that I would appreciate any donations possible because they would go to pay for that. And y'all responded, and I really appreciate it. I don't do this to make money off of it, but I do, I like, the music is such an important part of what we do here, and it bums me out sometimes when the sound issues don't work, so I'm hoping that, plus this will give me real faders again, so, yeah, I'm not full of it. It is purchased, and I think it's going to be a nice addition. I don't think you'll notice it, but we notice the things when there are some things we don't notice unless they go wrong. Yeah, totally, Jennifer. All right. Let's. Yeah, and then like if Brecken ever comes back or we do have another guest, we'll have loads of inputs for their mics. It'll be a lot easier than what I did last time. That kind of wasn't super smooth. Okay, let's do. Yeah. All right. Let's do a goodbye song. I haven't heard this one in a while. I went crazy on this song. Okay, guys, I will be here Tuesday. I think Anna's going to be gone 10 days, so she will not be here Tuesday. And I think we will do some core hooping. That's what I'm thinking about. Anne's not huge. Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm so grateful that we've been together now 5 years. It's crazy. And, I mean, it's just trippy how much some of you have made it a priority in your life to be here every Tuesday and Saturday. And it means a lot to me. And I hope I don't take it for granted. The reason I do this free is that sometimes I can give more attention to the class and the stream than I can at other times. And I don't want anyone to feel ripped off. So I offer it for free and then take donations if one of the classes hits or whatever. And so, oh, you're welcome. I hit both of our request goals. That's crazy. All right, I'm going to bring the music back up, stop talking. We'll fade to green probably at the end of the song. Yeah. Wow, Casey, that's a great observation. All right, let's start over. Well, we'll miss you, Jennifer. Enjoy whatever you're doing. All right, guys. Thank you so much.